Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kahakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect, and the 1/3 women that are out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity, scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you, I say shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying. It's going to be sent around. Article that I got by independent.co.uk, and it's entitled Key Senate Chair Urges U.S. to Freeze Cooperation with Saudis. The head of the the head of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee is calling for freezing of all U.S. cooperation with Saudi Arabia, including arms sales. And this is, a spiteful attempt to get even, so to speak, with Saudi Arabia, who is a main, very, very, arguably one of the most important U.S. allies that there is out there. Especially if you know the history of the dollar, then you understand how it's priced in oil, and you understand how Saudi Arabia is a very, very significant player in this whole global hegemony being ruled by America, right? The dollar being holding its place as the world reserve currency, right, has a lot to do with Saudi Arabia. And this is a retaliatory responses that the U.S. is considering, and this would be the death. This is basically suicide, right? Because then once Saudi Arabia drops the U.S., it's over with, man. This is an article. Senate Foreign Relations Committee Chairman Robert Mendez called Monday for freezing all U.S. cooperation with Saudi Arabia, delivering one of the strongest expressions yet of U.S. anger over Saudi oil production cuts that serve to boost Russia in its war in Ukraine, right? So basically, Saudi Arabia chose sides. They chose to stop oil production to help out, Russia, instead of keeping it, flowing pretty much, and keeping the oil prices low or cheap, which will ultimately help America. Okay. So America's own allies is going against them. In a statement, Mendez specifically called for cutting off all arms sales and security cooperation, one of the most underpinnings of the more than 70-year U.S. strategic partnership with the oil kingdom, beyond the minimal necessary to defend Americans and American interests, right? And if they go through with this, man, we always say any day, you wake up and the dollar is going to lose its status as the world reserve currency one day. You're going to wake up one day, it's going to be hyperinflation. Well, we are definitely we're definitely in those days, man. Okay. All of America's allies are turning against them. And, America's about to be brought very low. Right? His statements comes 4 days after Saudi Arabia and Russia-led OPEC nations in announcing 2 million barrel a day cut in oil production. The Saudi Russian-led cuts help prop up oil prices that are allowing Putin to keep paying for his 8-month invasion of Ukraine. The U.S. or the production cut also hurts U.S.-led efforts to make them more financially unsustainable for Russia, threatens a global economy already destabilized by the Ukraine conflict, and risks saddling President Joe Biden and Democrats with rising gas prices just ahead of the U.S. midterms, which is the real reason why they're upset, right? Because gas prices are about to go up right when, the U.S. pretty much needs them, or Democrats needs them to stay down so they can stay in office, which shows you that these people really don't give a damn about you, man. All right, if it ain't hurting their pockets, they don't give a fuck, right? And they willing to cut off one of the biggest players they have in order just, on some spiteful shit, man. Mendez's announcement Monday places him among a growing number of Democrats since the announcement by OPEC and Russia have called for stopping what are billions of dollars in annual U.S. arms sales to Saudi Arabia. And if they do that, then, that alliance, that little thing, that partnership they got is done. And that means the dollar, by extension is done. This is Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh Bashim El-Shai's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. These nations are tired of your shit, man. They see how you handling, different affairs with other countries and other nations. And no one trusts you. No one likes you, man. Frankly, pretty much everyone's tired of your shit, right? And they're siding against you, right? And when they do, your reaction, only justifies why they side against you. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed? And no one cares. Matter of fact, they all, want to see you fall, man. The world wants to see America in turmoil and chaos, because you've done it to so many other people. You've done it to so many other nations, man. And people are tired of it. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country, right? And that's what they doing, right? They don't care. People don't care for your input no more, because all you bring is hell, okay? War, famine, right? Destruction. Anytime you're involved in some shit, it's bound to go left, and people are starting to notice that, all right? And they're tired of it. For her judgment reacheth into heaven and is lifted up even to the skies, right? And this is the Mecca of wickedness. And people know that. People see it, right? No one's playing ignorant to the games of Babylon no more, man. All right? People are just calling you out for what you are, right? Which is a piece of shit, right? America is being exposed, man. This is Isaiah 33. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt treacherously, or they dealt not treacherously with thee. Because that's what America's known for, man. Dealing treacherously, making treaties, starting off with Gad and Reuben. You can go back that far. Making treaties, but really, the whole time he just want to get you to relax so he can break his treaty. Break the covenant that he made with you and take all of your goods, right? Because that's all he does is take. Rape, rob, and murder is his MO, man. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So when you stop, when you want somebody to look out for you, and that's all that the U.S. Asked was for Saudi Arabia to, hold off on basically the prices of the oil, right? Or not producing the oil until after the elections. And Saudi Arabia said, fuck you, man. We're going to do it right now. All right? Because people are tired of waiting on your word, man. When all you've done is betray people. So everyone's looking pretty much like, all right, are we next on the list of betrayal? Right? Because you have a long history of doing it. Right? So that's what they're doing to you. And now you don't like it because they're doing it when it hurts, when you weak. Right? But that's what you did. They learned from you, right? You the GOAT. E the GOAT. You the prototype, man. You showed them the way, and now they just doing it right back at you. Right? This is, matter of fact, let's see if I can find it. It's Psalm 69:22. Let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. And that's what it's done. To get all your little joint cooperation agreements, all of your little partnerships that you've built over the years, has led you to be dependent upon these different partnerships and countries, man. To the point where now they realize they see their power. And really, they didn't want to make those agreements with you. They just did it out of fear. And now no one's scared of you no more, man. So now the whole way you structured and laid yourself out is against you. Now you're weak and vulnerable, because once Saudi Arabia leaves the table, man, and sides completely with Russia, America is done, man. It's completely over with. And that's the path it seems that, the leaders of this God-forsaken place wants to take it. And I pray that's the case. It's Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. See? They deceived you. Right? They got you into all these different partnerships and contracts and shit, to prop up your system, only in the end to just betray you. Right? And the punch that hurts the most is the one you don't see coming. And America's just never seen it coming. They never thought, of all they gave and given to Saudi Arabia, the billions of dollars, man, all the weapons, all the power they gave to Saudi Arabia, they thought they had them in their pocket. But guess what? The Lord had another thing coming. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. See? A severe wound, right? A gaping hole, right? And, it's fatal. And with that, to give all praise and the glory to Yahweh, Shem, Yahushua, Shem, B'Rakakwadash, Wa, Abba, Babal, and DTA.